Get your glasses on. Today, we're reading greens. Let's rock. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope this video is helpful for you. We're gonna be reading greens today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything at all. I'm gonna give you my 5 keys to read the greens so you can make more putts. At least that's the plan. Here we go. So step 1 would be just a general rule of thumb. The first thing you want to do is, as you're approaching the green, you want to look around the surrounding areas and try to find the highest point. So whatever it might be. So I've got these mountains way back here. That's the highest point. And then the low point would be way down here. So as a general rule of thumb, I'm thinking the green is gonna break from back to front. The overall slope is towards the opposite direction that way. So I'm gonna put that into my calculations reading the greens. This is why it's always good to walk if you can, because you get a little more better judge of the overall terrain. So that's step 1, is to do that. And something to keep in mind, so this green has some major slopes on it. We're not worried about that. I'm gonna assume that if there's a giant mountain in the green, you're gonna be able to figure out that, oh, that ball does one of these. This video is really for that, the subtle breaks and having problems really picking up those nuances and subtleties in the green. So step 2, now step 1 was we're looking for the high point. Step 2 is similar to that. What I wanna do is find the low point. And right here, there's it's a bunker, but it's also a giant wash area on this course. So typically, if it were to rain, the water would run into this wash area. And as a general rule of thumb, if there's something like that on your course or nearby, you've got to just think about, okay, if there's a major flood, Noah's Ark type of deal, where's all the water gonna go? So we know it's going down, but it's also gonna go to one side or the other. So try to think about that. It would kind of have a tendency to go over here more. So now I'm going this way is downhill and a slight pull towards the wash area. 2 things just to put in my memory banks as I approach the green. So step 3 is this. What you need to do is you need to pay attention to the people you're playing with. Maybe one guy's back there. Maybe one guy's chipping from way over there. One guy's over here and you're here. You need to pay attention to what they do during their shots when they chip up to the hole. What happens when the ball gets close to the hole? That's what we're most concerned about. What about that guy? He's way back there. When he putts this direction, what does the ball do around the hole within the 10 feet? Same with the guy over here. Now, you're not always gonna be last, but you're only gonna be first probably 1 out of 4 times, unless you're the worst. Then you got other problems. You watch some other videos, will help you there too. But chances are you're gonna putt 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So always pay attention to what happens with the other guys or girls that you're playing with when they get around the hole. That's step 3. So this is fantastic. I watched the other players. I saw what their balls did, and now I go to step 4. For me, what I like to do is I like to get behind the ball and take the information I've already gathered, put it in here, and then come behind the ball and just make sure things match up. Everything makes sense. So I feel like it's downhill this way. The wash is over there, but it's not pulling over there because there's a ridge right here that's keeping the ball this way. So I'm like, okay, so it breaks a little bit this way, a little down here, and it's the green sloping this way. So now I'm behind the ball, behind the hole, and I'm just making sure everything feels like, yeah, okay, it should tilt to the right a little bit. See if one side of the hole is higher than the other. That's step 4. And if everything is making sense to me, then I do one last little checkpoint. And the last thing I do is I look at the grain of the grass and I see which direction the grass is growing. And different grasses, like if you're on Bermuda grass, that's really gonna have an extra effect on the break of the putt, more so than these Poana greens or bent grass or things like that. So you've gotta look at the grain of the grass. So I see the grass kind of growing this direction a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of growing down in there. So that matches up with the break. So it's not gonna work in opposition to the break. If the break is going this way, but the grass is all growing that way, then I need to add and subtract a little bit to try to make it work for me so that I can get the putt in the hole best I can. And if I can't really tell which direction the grass is growing, then I just don't worry about it and I stick with my other 4 checkpoints and I go with what's feeling comfortable for me on that particular putt. So for here, I've got 10 feet coming up the hill. I know it's gonna break a little from my left to right, this direction. So I'm just gonna play a touch, maybe a ball, half a ball outside the hole on the left. Just let it roll up, see if we can make it. And when I do that last check, the grass, you know, I'm kind of looking at it, but really when I line up over my putt and I'm looking down, that's really when I'm checking the grass and I make my last final adjustment at that point. That's personal preference. You can do whatever you want in that situation. But for me, it seems to help just to make that final tweak at the last second and just rely on my feel for the putt at the end. That's my last thought is, okay, now just feel it out. Here we go. I feel good there. And if I need to, like I said, make other tweaks and adjustments, I do that at the very end. And being able to start the ball online, well, that's a whole nother video, which stick around, we'll get to that soon. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. Just some checkpoints so that you can have better success on the greens, make more putts, save some pars, make more birdies. You know the deal. That's what we want. We want to improve, we want to minimize, maximize, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you in the next video.